You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John.
Greetings, Earthlings, and locally hated baby daddies. This is Last Night's Coffee, episode 196. We're counting them down, getting closer to 200. I'm Chuck. That's John.
Yes, sir.
We have got an amazing show prepared for you today. The resident dog, Natty, is sitting here by my side.
What's up,
John?
buddy?
John's been working on cars this morning already.
How'd you know?
I can tell when you've been working. Let's just say that. Me and John, we take two different approaches to getting to working on cars.
Yeah.
I try to stay as clean as possible, and John loves his work.
I do. I love to immerse myself.
He gets the full experience.
That's right. I've never been known to be a clean mechanic on my person.
I've seen him walk through a shop one time and get dirty. He didn't do anything. He just walked through the shop, and all of a sudden he was dirty. I'm like, "What'd you do?" He goes, "I don't know." And I've had people look at me before and go, "Are you not doing anything tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, why? I've been busy all night."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you tend to wear gloves. You take precautions. The only thing I have started to do, which is better, and your dad taught me this, is wear long sleeves like year round.
Yeah.
When you're doing the nasty jobs, just roll your sleeves down, you know, and just make sure you're wearing them long sleeves year round. That really helps when you're not getting all those blind spots under your arms.
So Dad come from working on Mercedes, and you had to stay clean,
right?
Because you couldn't move a customer's car around and get out being nasty. So I kind of come from that too. The other day, I had a rough patch of skin on my hand, and I accidentally got some auto lube grease on it. It took me 2 days to get that smell out of my hand.
Oh, geez. Yeah, your dad used to talk about the chemicals on my hands all the time. He's like, "Son, you're not gonna like them chemicals on your hands."
No, you're not.
Just tell me
That's
about
why.
that. It's like, you gonna go home and pick up your babies after you put your hands in all these fluids and this and that and the other. And I never really thought about it until recently.
Yeah, I had to have a talk with Charlie yesterday because we were grilling for Mother's Day, and he was handing me slices of cheese, and I'm like, "Charlie, we got to work on that, buddy."
He's not wearing his gloves.
No, he didn't wear his gloves. He broke an axle on his truck this weekend, and luckily it was warranted, but he still had to change it.
Yeah.
So he got a little dirty.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to work on it because he'd been dirt road. He'd been dirt roading, so that was on him.
That's right. That's right. These boys got to learn.
That's not normal wear and tear.
That's right. You don't break an axle.
Now, AutoZone thought it was normal wear and tear, but
well, of course
I didn't. I knew better. He's like, "I wasn't dogging it, Dad." I was like, "Bull crap."
Well,
the boot was already busted. That don't mean it's gonna sling balls out.
Right.
I mean, they come apart.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, "I looked in the rearview mirror. I seen the balls falling out down the road."
So it was your front axles?
Yeah, one at the left front.
Yeah. That's not good.
No. So that was hit part. Man, dude. Okay, so we had another rain out.
Right. So this boy's been itching a little bit, man. He's got the itch.
Yeah, the boy needed to whatever. I told him, I said, you go ride dirt roads, you go play in the mud, but I'm not fixing it, and I'm not spending the money on it to fix it.
That's right.
Mud damage. Because I've already been there. I've learned my lesson.
And that's how you learn, having to fix it yourself and pay for it yourself.
Right. So I've gotten over that.
That's right.
He's like, "Why don't you want to go ride dirt road?" I said, "Over it."
Over it.
But he bought a Dodge this week.
He did.
And drove it down. He drove it down to my house Friday morning when I got up, and he stalled it, and the battery's dead. So it's sat in my driveway for 2 days,
Yeah.
waiting for him to crank it back up. We tried charging the battery, and the battery wouldn't take a charge.
No.
So yeah. Now it's back up to Dad's, but it's gonna be a good, decent truck. I think we got
Yeah,
some
man.
ideas
I'm
for
happy
it.
for him. It's the emblem is right over. Let's see, is it right there? You see the hood ornament hanging
Oh, I
right there?
see it. I see that little Dodge hanging out right there.
Yeah, man, that's the hood ornament for it right there. I'm happy for him. It's an '83 D100. It's going to be a jam up truck. I've always liked the way that truck sits, or more kind of like the way it stands. I guess is the better
Yeah,
way.
it's got a decent stance to it. It's almost like it's lowered, but it's not.
I know everybody asks me if I had it equaled. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
leveled.
If I had it leveled, I never did. Mm-mm.
No, it's
Everybody's like,
just
isn't it riding a little different? I'm like, no, that's just what it is.
it's a wore out D100. I mean, that's how it's going. That's how it's
But I
going to
like
ride.
it. I like the way it sits or
Uh,
stands.
it's kind of floaty,
It is a little bit, of course,
a little
of
floaty,
course.
but
I'm interested. I always rode it around with that noisy pilot bearing and thrust bearing and all that
yeah.
stuff. That stuff had been so worn out. So
Oh,
I'm interested to see how it drives with
you
the new
can
clutch and all that stuff.
you can barely hear it running.
Oh man, when you would touch the clutch before, it would be like, yeah, the sound of God started rumbling
Yeah.
your seat.
But yeah, he did it. Man, I had to work on the porch all weekend.
Yeah.
It ended up being a 2-day job, and it still ain't finished.
Were you working on your outdoor kitchen? What were you working on the porch?
I was working on the screened in porch. So, we've got the deck, the big
Mhm.
deck,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've got the screened in porch, and then we've got the complete length of the house front porch.
Right.
So we've got a little over 80 linear feet of porch at this house.
That's a lot.
So
That's sweet, dude.
yeah, so the front's what, 40 by 8, maybe 40 by 10, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The back's about 30 by 8, and I think the screened-in porch is 12 by 24.
That sounds about right.
I think so.
Sounds something like that.
So
So what do you
yeah,
have to do on the screened-in porch?
just I think I forgot to clean it last year because it was nasty. I mean,
You just had to clean up, straighten up everything.
yeah, spring cleaning. After the pollen comes, you got to go
Sure.
out there and you get all the pollen off of it, off the screen.
Yep.
Clean the rugs where the dog's been laying on it all winter.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I couldn't get my pressure washer cranked up, so I had to run my chairs down to the local car wash and just sprayed them off. Our outdoor chairs, how you just can't get that pollen off of them. You know what I mean?
No, you can't. You can't. Now I've found some good cleaner. The green bottle at Lowe's. They don't sell it at Home Depot anymore.
Okay, it's not simple green, is it?
No, it's this green bottle of stuff. It's got some bleach in it.
Mm-hmm.
Spray it on, let it sit there for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you can rinse it. If you want to, you can rinse it off with a regular hose pipe.
Nice. That's nice.
But pressure oil. Charlie bought one of those surface cleaners.
Okay, how's that doing?
Dude, it was so nice cleaning the floor with it. It's more like vacuuming.
Right.
Yeah, it was very nice clean. It worked good on the rug, the big area rug that we had in there, the indoor-outdoor rug. We washed it.
Nice.
Maribel's like, we don't have to put that back in there if you don't want to. I said, go look at it before you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, whoa, it looks new again. I was like, yep.
Yeah, exactly. Put it back in there.
So I have tasked her to, I told her, I said, I want our screened-in porch to look like a Southern Living magazine picture.
Oh, dang.
With plants and all that.
Oh, dang. You want it nice out there.
Yeah, so she's been on a plant buying mission.
Magazine perfect.
And somehow that equaled me digging holes out in the yard to plant stuff on Saturday evening or Friday evening. And I'm still not figuring out. I hadn't figured the math out on that yet because that's not the porch, John.
Nope, it sure ain't.
Not at all.
But that's a Mother's Day weekend for you.
That's a Mother's Day weekend. I got some banana trees though, so I'll take that.
Ooh. You going to try to fill your family shoes?
Oh, I don't think I can hang with that. There's some green thumbs in our family, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah, not on the bananas anyway, dude.
No,
That's so rare.
Yeah, he worked hard. They worked hard on that. Now, I thought about it, but to do it, you got to have 5 gallons of water a day.
Good night.
And I don't know if I'm that committed.
Good night.
Yeah. And then it's not guaranteed.
That sounds miserable. Yeah.
So,
sounds worse than gambling.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got that. We had that. We went to Bass Pro.
Oh, good.
I had to get some new clothes. I am having to give
a Bass Pro Shop.
Well, where else am I going to buy clothes at?
I don't know.
I'm kind of a redneck. I don't know if you've noticed this over the last few years, but a lot of my clothes come from Sam's and Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, okay.
Or the occasional T-shirt from
right, Floribama
or whatever.
Yeah, wherever you're patroning.
Right. So we go down there, and the intention was to buy some fishing rods to go pier fishing, and buy some clothes, which we did. But I got 38s on the pants size.
Dude, look at you, man! Look at you. You update the listeners. I don't know if you've updated the listeners lately. What's your poundage lost?
44 pounds.
So you're down to 276?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, dude.
And the pants I just bought this weekend are loose.
Whoa.
Now, they wasn't loose the other day. They're loose today. I don't know if it's because I've been wearing this one pair of shorts for 2 days or what, but yeah, it's quite the change. I'm giving clothes away.
Wow. Does that feel good?
Yeah, it does. I figure if I get rid of my fat clothes, I won't revert back to my fat clothes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be like, ooh, these pants are getting tight. I better not do that again.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to buy clothes again. But Mary Beth's like, you look like you're wearing potato sacks.
Yeah. When your wife calls you out like that, it's probably about time to go get some.
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah. So I went and got some clothes. And, man, I have a feel. So if I get down to 225 again, if I can do that, I'll be in an extra large shirt.
Man, a 1X shirt. When was the last time you wore a 1X?
High school.
Wow.
Or maybe
you're halfway there.
Yeah, I'm halfway there. I can do
Pretty
it.
Much.
And this weekend I had 2 things. I had 2 little cheat meals.
Okay, tell me about it.
I prepared for it ahead of time.
Okay.
So I had a feeling that if we're going to Bass Pro, we're probably going to have to go eat out.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat anything all day Saturday. Maybe I munched on a little bit of beef jerky. I had about 72 calories. So we went to Mexican, and I got my street tacos and ate some chips. So I was good there. I know that's a meal that I can eat. I did go crazy on the chips, so I was about to starve.
That corn was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then yesterday we had hamburgers and hot dogs.
Okay.
So I went ahead and went double on the meat, so I'd only eat 1 burger.
Yeah.
And had a hot dog and some potato chips and a brownie.
Nice. That's a good cheat meal.
Yeah, I was good. I felt good afterwards. I still lost weight yesterday.
Now, was it like your classic American cheeseburger, slice of American cheese, lettuce, tomato, frickin'
I don't do lettuce and tomato.
You don't do all that.
No,
Did you put some bacon on that thing? What'd you do? Tell me how you built your burger. 2 slabs of meat, American cheese.
Two slices of cheese melted on the grill.
Okay.
on top of the burger. That's the only way
All
you
right.
do a burger. That's the only
That's
way you
the
do
only
cheese.
way. All right.
Then ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard on a Hawaiian roll bun.
Ooh, okay. Now the actual Kings, or was it like a Kroger brand?
I think it was the Kroger brand because I didn't
Okay.
see the Kings, but
Yeah,
it's still
sweet
the
Hawaiian
same.
buns. They're still good, man.
Yeah.
So is that your ideal burger?
Some bacon on there would have been put icing on the cake, but I had to conserve on bacon because I didn't want to run out.
But for at-home burgers, that's
Ideal
your
burger.
go-to.
It's either that or going to be a pimento cheeseburger.
Ooh, you like to throw a little pimento cheese on there sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. That's a pretty good idea.
But Mary Beth didn't want to go that route, so I asked her beforehand, and
Mother's
she's
Day.
like, "No, I want a cheeseburger, a regular cheeseburger."
Yeah,
I said, "Okay, you got it."
yeah, you can handle that.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good day. We had fun. We're getting geared up to do some pier fishing on vacation.
Hmm.
We only got a few weeks left till we get to that.
Right.
The month of May is flying by.
I know. Unreal, right?
Did y'all have a get together?
Well, so Saturday we all got together at the bowling alley in Noonan. Shout out Junction Lanes. They provided some decent bowling for us. It was Andy's 40th birthday, man. So shout out Andy, dude. He's a regular listener of the show. Love you, mean it, brother.
He's been a guest.
Yeah, he's been a guest on here. We'd love for him to produce the show one day. Yeah, we had a fun time. We all went bowling. The whole family, man, the whole kit and caboodle. Now, so it was like 20 something people there. Probably we took up 4 lanes, I think. We all bowled for 2 hours. Had a blast, dude. We just had an absolute blast. Got some chicken wings and French fries, just the way you're supposed to.
Dude, that sounds so good.
Yeah, man. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time bowling that day. Now on Mother's Day, we did not have a get together. We swung by and saw my parents for a minute. But then we came home and I actually I cooked burgers for Catherine, man. That's what she wanted for her Mother's Day meal. She wanted fancy burgers. She wanted goat cheese burgers.
Oh, dang, you got real fancy.
Yeah, so I had to get she wanted specific lettuce, like she wanted that spring mix lettuce with the little purple leaves in it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then some goat cheese on top with some raspberry vinaigrette dressing.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's a special burger, but I made it for her. I used to make them all the time.
Did you tell her that this is not a bistro, that this is John's? This
No,
is
man,
not. This is
Come
not
on,
Burger
man.
King. You can't have it your way.
It was Mother's Day. The least I could do was make the girl a burger with some goat cheese on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ain't it weird?
Me and Lana was shopping, and it said fancy lettuce on the grocery list, and she was like, "What's fancy lettuce?" I'm like, "You'll see."
You'll see. Mama, we got that fancy lettuce.
Yeah. She liked it. She liked the fancy lettuce. She thought it was good.
Yeah, so
Isn't it weird? What you were about to tell me something?
is it weird that they just want us to cook a cheeseburger for Mother's Day?
Yeah, they both want burgers. They just want a burger for Mother's Day.
Yeah, I found that interesting.
Yeah. Shout out to the moms out there.
Yeah.
Too, you know, happy Mother's Day to any moms who might tune into our show. We love
especially,
you.
yeah. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're 100% male audience.
Our wives don't even listen to the show.
No, they don't.
I don't even think they understand the concept of why we do this every day, every week. But
yeah, no, they don't. They have no clue. Did your wife feel the earthquake, or did you feel the earthquake this weekend?
Okay, so I woke up about 9:10 around that time Saturday morning, and something woke me up.
So do you think it was the quake that woke you up?
I'm thinking it was the quake that woke me up because me and Charlie woke up both about the same time.
You, dude, awakened to a quake.
Yeah, didn't feel it, but something woke me up, which that's pretty neat.
Yeah, we don't get those often in our region. I mean, We do live somewhat close to the Appalachian Mountains,
Yeah.
right? And all that. The what do they call that? The
Fault
plates.
zone, tectonic plates.
Yeah.
So there were that earthquake measured a 4.1,
Right. Right.
which I'm not sure about earthquakes, but that seems pretty serious.
Yeah. I mean, I think the really bad ones over in Indonesia and stuff like that, or whatever those places are, they get like seven. Like Turkey, they get like 7.0 magnitude, 8.0 magnitude, but like 4.1 is no joke. I mean, it's still it's that's a registering on the Richter scale. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, you know what else registered on the Richter scale?
What's that?
Metallica.
Metallica registered on the Richter scale?
Yes.
How?
So they played Virginia Tech this weekend,
Okay.
and they use Enter Sandman
Right. Yes, they do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as one of their stadium songs.
Sure.
60,000 fans were in attendance and were jumping in unison during Enter Sandman, and it recorded seismic activity at their observatory there.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Dude, look at Metallica still laying it down, man.
Still one of the best bands to see live.
Oh, for sure. Has to be, right?
They need to they need to play the Spear.
Yeah, that would be really fun, dude. That would be really fun. They could easily do it. No problem.
Instead, we have Kenny Chesney playing Spear.
This is uncontrollable eye rolling going on behind these sunglasses.
I believe he will do better than the Eagles.
Oh yeah, the Eagle. You can't pick boring bands.
No, Kenny. I think his will be fun. I think that will be. It's not a.
If you're a Kenny Chesney fan, I guess.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
Do you?
For the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it or leave it, man. For me, I'm a take it or leave it Kenny Chesney kind of guy.
You don't like Sherry's Living in Paradise?
Couldn't even tell you how that goes.
You don't. What about you? She thinks my tractor sexy.
I know that one. No, I don't listen to that song ever. Never have I ever wanted to like turn that song on.
You had never just wanted to sit around and listen to a Kenny Chesney song?
None that I can think of off the top of my head. No.
The Boys of Fall?
No.
Great football.
I can tell you how that goes.
Old Blue Chair?
No.
Golly, dude.
Dude, you want to hear a song I wrote this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Take it easy, Leo. Make it last all night. He was an American Pope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We have an American Pope now.
You know what I'm saying, dude? American Pope.
And we're not Catholic.
No.
we're on the other side of the line on that one.
Yeah, Team Christ though.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So the Pope is an American.
Yeah.
And quite possibly he could be black somewhere down the line.
Somewhere down the line, yeah.
I'm not holding that against him. I'm just saying. But he is a Chicago native, but he had some was it his great grandparents?
Something like that, yeah.
Were considered Melungeon
Mm-hmm.
in New Orleans. So that's a black mixture of Melungeon's a lot of things. I'm not holding that against him. I'm just saying this is his lineage, which that's pretty interesting. So is that the first black pope?
So there's been African popes before. I actually looked that up after reading the article. There has been African popes before, but it's been like 1,500 years, dude.
Okay. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So and I found that out because I had been researching the Pope because the first thing I did was go and check his politics. That's the world we live in now.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I got mad at myself for like that's the first thing I go and look at about this guy is
yeah.
his politics.
Well, what else have you learned about this guy? Did you happen to listen to one of our regular podcasts last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God.
So I so I got interested in a book last night that I was listening to,
Okay.
and I didn't do any podcast. I'm trying to on Sundays I do history or a book.
That's good. That's healthy.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
So
You need to balance it out.
yeah.
Well, our Pope, the
The
Pope.
Not our Pope.
I mean, he's the American Pope.
The American Pope.
That's right. He wasn't a cardinal for very long, only like 2 or 3 years. But he actually went to Villanova and graduated from Villanova, and was not even like, for all intents and purposes, practicing Catholic at the time. And apparently he was, doing what college kids do. If you catch my drift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he was doing the do. You know what I'm saying? And for once, I'm actually kind of glad that the Catholics have someone who is going after women of their own age. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good change for Catholics.
The fact that it's just a female to begin with is
Right. Like that's a good thing for Catholics. I think by no means do I think this is a scandal. I think it's a good thing. Let's face it. One of the big problems we have is putting religious leaders on a pedestal, right?
right.
Like we should recognize that we're all sinful men, even the Pope, before he became Pope.
Yeah. So he's tasted the fruits.
He's tasted the fruits for sure, dude. And that's common. And so I didn't know this. So it's totally cool for you to do that. I mean, especially in Catholicism, right? They super encourage you. Like they don't want any sort of contraception used during,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're like highly encouraging of it and want you to reproduce many, many, many kids. So it's not uncommon for like your common Catholic dude to have a wife and kids. There's been popes with kids before because they'll have a wife and kids and then enter the ministry and become a priest then. And that's when you're sworn to celibacy.
So they don't do divorce?
They don't do divorce.
So what happens to the wife?
I guess she just stays married to him. I don't really know. That's a good question, man. But there's been popes with children before. So it's like they had these families before they entered the priesthood, before they took that oath of celibacy.
Interesting. Have we had second generation popes yet?
Ooh, I don't know. Where his daddy was a pope?
Yeah. Get the whole conspiracy.
Daddy Pope?
Daddy Pope. Daddy Pope.
Yeah, man. I'm just really happy we've got an American Pope. Now, why do you think he chose the name Leo? Do you got any? He changed his name. That's not his name.
Right. That's a very common thing.
Right. For the Pope to change their name when they're elected.
And he picked a name that a lot of people have used.
That's right.
Because it's a signifying that he is a traditional Pope.
Is that what he's trying to do?
I think so.
I think it's his favorite Ninja Turtle.
I didn't even think about it. So this Pope may have actually heard of DC Talk.
So he could be blasting DC Talk in the Vatican now.
They could be blasting Jesus Freak.
Would the Catholic Church be okay with that?
He's the Pope.
They have to be if he's the Pope.
If he wants to play Jesus Freak, they have to go, okay.
You know what's cool though? This is an American leader of another nation.
Yes. So now Atlanta is America's team.
Yeah.
He is a White Sox fan.
Right. Right.
So does that make the White Sox the Vatican's team?
Sure. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're the worst. They're the other team in Chicago. Come on.
Right.
Nobody likes the White Sox. They have literally they have less fans than us.
Yeah.
Last
I don't even know why Chicago gets two baseball teams.
I mean, they have that many people there. Don't get me wrong. They have tons of folks living in Chicago.
Right.
It's just they're the other team.
Right. They're American League.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they're the White Sox. Like, just no one has ever taken them serious. Even though I'm pretty sure they won the World Series in like 2005. Like, it wasn't all that long ago that they won a World Series.
Let's just confirm that. Sox World Series.
And I'm pretty sure our Pope was in attendance, by the way. Our Pope again. Our American Pope.
The White Sox have 3 World Series wins.
Okay. What are they?
1906 against the Chicago Cubs.
Hey-o.
A Subway Series, if you will. 1917 against the New York Giants.
Ooh.
And 2005 against the Houston Astros.
That's right. Yeah.
Was that the scandal year for the Astros?
No, that came later on.
Okay.
That came later on for the Astros. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, the White Sox actually, I mean, on paper, probably they're a more winning franchise than the Cubs, which is kind of weird. But they are just the other.
Well, that's because they had that curse at the Cubs.
Yeah, right. That's true. So the Pope went to that World Series, though. I'm pretty sure he attended one of the games during that World Series.
I've seen footage.
How cool is that, man? Our Pope has been to a World Series.
I wonder if he's ever been to a NASCAR race.
I don't know. Look it up. Pope Leo. I'm telling you, this guy's going to be our Pope. That's why I'm going to keep saying it until you start saying it. And we're going to start it.
I will not say it. I don't have a Pope.
Come on, man.
Nope, no Pope for me. That might be the title of the show. No Pope for me.
At least he's into women.
Look, I'm not a fan of. I would say I'm not a fan of Catholics, but I do kind of like Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg.
Look, Catholics are cool, man.
I'm not a fan of the Roman Catholic Church.
Sure, the priesthood, the Roman Catholic Church, I can understand having some issues with them. Even with the papacy, to an extent.
That's coming from someone who, like, I grew up in a Methodist church, right? And we did the Apostles' Creed in Methodist Church. Have you ever read the Apostles' Creed?
I've read it. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what all it says.
So, part of it is I believe in the Holy Roman Catholic Church or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for years I had that like told to me, and then I found out, hey, that ain't cool.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's all man. That's the thing. Like when you're worshiping the church, it becomes weird. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, anyway, Danica Patrick had some words about the Pope.
Oh, well, that's not what we want to hear. We want to know if he's been to a NASCAR race.
Just like countless other people waiting in the Vatican City this Thursday, former NASCAR driver Danica Patrick was waiting to see who will be the next leader of the Catholic Church. Cardinal Robert Prevost has been named successor to Pope Francis. Believe it or not, he's the first American pope in history of Catholic Church. Before he was ordained as a priest in 1982, he earned a Bachelor of Science degrees at a college that I can't say. Too many syllables.
He also went to Villanova, though, right?
That's it. Villanova University.
Villanova. Okay.
Yeah. Where's that at?
Pennsylvania. It's in Philadelphia.
So immediately after the Pope made his speech, Danica Patrick went on social media to share her thoughts.
Okay.
Patrick, 43, made it clear that she's a believer in Pope Leo the 14th. His energy seems so humble and sweet, she wrote on her Instagram story. And he's from Chicago, the Chicago area. Pretty cool. What a time to be alive for Americans.
Catholics are so crazy, man.
Yeah.
Because this guy like really means something to them. That's the problem for me. Like,
Right.
this guy dictates to them, and I don't like that. You know, I don't think Jesus really taught that anywhere in
But
Scripture.
don't Catholics, can they pray?
Yeah,
I thought they had to have an intercessory.
maybe. You know, they used to. So the Catholic Church didn't they used to believe that like I could be wrong about this. They had to have the priest to interpret the word for them.
Yeah, and then you have to like give them money for your prayers.
Probably, dude. They're super crooked. They've been crooked forever.
Yeah. So, dude, okay,
But they've got an American Pope, man. They're getting straightened out, okay? He was an American.
Next question. Okay, you know how we have the Braves and Reds are playing at Bristol Speedway
Yeah, I've
this
heard
year.
about that. Yeah.
Okay, do we see a Cubs White Sox game at Vatican City out there in the square?
Oh, dude. That would be so much fun. Man, if they could do a Major League Baseball game there, that would be so much fun. Tucker, you're on to something there, dude.
You know how big that would be for like the everything.
Dude, Yankees, White Sox out there.
Yankees White Sox
Yeah.
in Vatican
like-
City.
Essentially Jews versus Catholics. You're setting it up, dude. You're setting up a holy war out there.
What's the guy in Inglorious Bastards?
Oh man, I can't remember.
The bear Jew.
Yeah, the
Ain't that the one with the baseball bat?
Yeah. You're sending a bunch of bear Jews to Vatican City.
Wow. So yeah, I was just wondering. I had thought, the Pope's sitting up there in his little. So that's he's behind home plate in his little balcony up there.
Yeah.
He's
you don't think he'd take right behind home plate, like first row? You think he'd sit in a box seat?
He would sit in the balcony behind home plate. The home plate would be there, and he'd play out.
Okay, I see. So they lay it out based on his throne, essentially.
Yeah,
they lay out the field.
The catcher's giving signs. He's giving signs. Yeah, I mean,
all centered around the Pope, of course.
All centered around the Pope.
You know, he's not allowed to have any personal belongings.
I didn't know that.
No personal belongings. The papacy, nothing. You can have nothing.
You're telling me this dude don't get to like cruise Amazon to buy stuff?
I'm sure he does, but like not on his quote unquote phone.
Oh, so it's the Pope phone. You think he's got a red iPhone?
I don't know.
Do you think that okay, so he's an American Pope, right?
Yes.
Americans are the biggest conspiracy theory people there are.
Of course.
So do you think he's like, this weekend after church, he's like, okay, I want to see the library.
Take me downstairs.
Take me downstairs. And some guy's going, no, we can't do that. But then another guy's like, he's the Pope. He's got to know.
Fucking crazy Americans. I told you if we elected one.
They're going to tell all our secrets. What if, okay.
There's some who think he might be a plant because he was only a cardinal for a couple of years. He rose through the ranks pretty quickly. I mean, as you can see, like he graduated in 80 something. Like
82.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the priesthood all that long, considering. There's some who think he might be a plant. Now, in saying that, there have also been like 19-year-old popes. So there have been
Right.
really young popes at the same time. So some people are saying he might be a plant.
So did JD Vance set this up in advance?
By visiting the Pope.
Did he go over there slinging around
a virus?
No,
he was the carrier, dude. He was the carrier.
No, I'm talking about like, did he go over there, all Harambe style?
Oh, you guys are going to elect an American Pope.
Big balls American. Y'all are going to let an American, or we're going to blow y'all up.
Dude.
And he's a Catholic, so he can say that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Which is weird because he started out Southern Baptist, and usually you don't make that transition.
Yeah, no, typically not.
Backwards.
Yeah, Southern Baptists are pretty... I mean, they can be traditionalists, but in a much different sense, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
They're traditional to whatever they decide that Sunday, kind of.
Hey, now, come on, man.
I love Baptist. I'm kind of Baptist-costal.
We got like
if I had to put my finger on what I am, I'm somewhere between a Pentecostal and a Baptist.
Yeah, 4 out of our 5 listeners, I think, are Baptist.
Well, I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, you got to watch out there, John.
I don't want to offend
anybody. You working for the Pope?
Maybe, dude. Maybe I'm a plant.
Maybe you are a plant. You are a CIA handler. You are, because you were in freaking Program Challenge as a kid. You're freaking MK Ultra.
My kid's in Reach now.
Yeah, second generation.
I'm thinking about meeting with her Reach teacher and taking her out next year and seeing if I need any resistance.
We've got a good one.
Yeah, we're not done brainwashing her yet.
Let's
not finished.
Let's take an ad break, dude.
All right. Thanks for sticking with us through this ad break, guys. I'm here to tell you about one of our sponsors, Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. You can check her out at movingcoweta.com for all of your real estate needs in the metro Atlanta area. That's movingcoweta.com. Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. Now back to the show. Yeah, some back knee, dude. Getting back knee in your 40s.
I mean, be like, let's go.
Be like Barry Bonds. Your head is growing. You got to buy new hats.
Dude, my head's shrinking. My hats are loose.
Really?
Yeah. So evidently I've lost some head fat.
Do you buy flex fit hats, or do you buy like the ones where you can button them, you can adjust?
It depends on the hat.
I see.
I'm not particular to either one.
I'm not a huge hat guy, so it's like most of mine are adjustable.
I've got many hats.
I used to not go without one, man. When I was a young lad.
To wear this one today. Dude, I'm so set up to go fishing. It ain't even funny.
Oh man,
we bought 3 new offshore saltwater rods this weekend.
Dude, you guys are going to be hauling in some fish, man. I might leave the garage door open. It's feeling good. Do you just want? This is part of the show. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
We're back. I'm leaving the garage open. It feels good. Or you can hear the birds singing. Hopefully, you guys don't mind that in the podcast.
Brings a little life into it. John, where are we at on our notes, man? I got the Pope sitting here staring at me. I'm gonna have to change that.
All we have left on the notes to talk about, Chucker, is some more wildlife. We have wildlife in the news. We had some ant smugglers, dude.
Some ant smugglers.
Yes. And this story is hilarious. Just the way it reads is almost like a joke. Here it goes. I'm reading from some random website. I don't even know. A Kenyan court has sentenced 4 individuals to 1 year in prison or a fine of $7,700 each for attempting to illegally export thousands of live ants, including some rare species. All right, here you go. This is where it sounds like a joke to me. The convicted individuals, 2 Belgian nationals, 1 Vietnamese, and a Kenyan, walked into a bar. No, were apprehended last month in Naivasha, a town in western Kenya, where they were found in possession of approximately 5,000 queen ants. Among the species collected were Mesor cephalotus, a rare variety, also referred to as a giant African harvester ant. All right, this is where it gets good. During the court proceedings, the accused pleaded guilty and claimed they were unaware that collecting the ants for hobbyist purposes was a criminal offense.
Mm.
Now, I don't know about you, Chucker, but 5,000 ants for hobbyist purposes? When you've got several different nationality people involved, it just seems odd to me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Seems real odd. Why on earth? Why on earth would 2 Belgians, 1 Vietnamese, and a Kenyan be wanting 5,000 ants?
I have no idea. Like, what are they doing with these ants? Are
They're trying to smuggle them out of the country?
I understand they're trying to smuggle them out of the country, but like, what are they going to do with them once they get them out?
Well, apparently the judge thought that they are trying to exploit valuable wildlife.
Okay.
And they were not simply in possession of a few specimens.
Okay.
The seized ants were reportedly intended for exotic pet markets in Europe and Asia. The smuggled ants, according to dealers in the UK, can be worth as much as $170 a piece. 170 euros. I'm sorry, 170 euros. So $220 a piece.
Yeah.
220 bucks each for the ants. Holy smokes, dude. That's jackpot. Those are golden ants.
Golden ant. They found the golden ant.
That is insane, man. Wow, so there's an underground market in Europe for ants. Just so you know.
Well, I'm glad we know.
glad these guys are off the street.
Do they
these ants smuggling people.
I mean, they're out there doing, getting ants off the streets, man. Ant smugglers. That tells you that evidently drug smuggling ain't happening in that area. Imagine, I think he got more time than
everything else that got by these guys.
Until we got the ants, boss. We got the ants,
but not the ants. They're in Kenya.
They done AIDS. They couldn't keep that out, or they couldn't keep that from spreading. Oh. But they stopped the daggum ant smugglers. Daggum it.
Yeah. Well, these guys, they certainly wouldn't be bringing back mosquitoes from there, would they?
No.
Yeah. So there you go. There you have it. That wraps up our notes, man. We hit all of their. Now, do you have a reaction video for me this week?
I do, and there's this guy is a preacher.
Have you sent it to me?
Yeah, I've sent it to you.
Okay, now. I got it.
Give you a little bit of background. There's this new church in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's new. I'm just not hearing about it. I'm seeing it on freaking TikTok.
Okay.
It's called
social media.
Yes, social media. 2019 church. 2819 church. It has Matthew 28:19 is where I got the name from. But this dude is preaching, and some of it is pretty good, man. They've got 3 services. All right, an 8
every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Wow.
An 8, a 10:30, and a 1.
Wow.
There's people getting in line at 4:00 in the morning.
Holy smokes!
To go hear this dude preach.
Holy smokes!
And this is an excerpt from a podcast where he's talking about some things. I just find it interesting because I'm gonna tie it back into something else that we've heard a lot about this week.
All right.
So
you ready for me to start it?
Go right ahead.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna say this right here on the podcast, whether people believe it or not. All mystics, fortune telling, zodiac signs, psychics, all these things are satanic attempts of the devil to offer people spirituality apart from God. So the difference is according to the scriptures, not according to Philip Anthony Mitchell.
Yeah.
People not gonna like this part of your podcast right here, Neil.
Yeah,
They're gonna get mad.
They're
bro.
gonna get this work today.
Okay. So according to the scriptures, God has taught us in his word that all fortune telling, all mystics and divination, all attempts of knowing this future and all these things apart from God, all of it is satanic and is demonic. Horoscopes, zodiac signs, fortune tellers, mystics, psychics, Ouija boards, evil eyes, sage, crystals and rocks, all these things that are pervasive in the culture, according to the scriptures, all these things are satanic. Why? Because they are attempts to give people spirituality apart from God. Any form of spiritual ascent disconnected from God is a pathway to satanic behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first off, he was preaching about that. I saw the clip. He was preaching about that same topic, and people got up and left in his church.
Wow.
Some people, not a lot of them, but there was people getting up and leaving because they didn't
Sure.
want to hear that.
Sure.
Now, the way it ties back into that is me and you listened to a podcast the other day, Joe Rogan podcast, and they had this guy on there that was doing did a lot with remote viewing.
Yeah, for sure.
So does remote viewing, do you think it falls into that same thing? Do you think it's like two demons communicating and that's why people are able to remote view because they got a demon attached to them?
Maybe, dude. I don't know how to explain remote viewing. Like, I know we listened to that guy Hal Puthoff the other day, and I know science tries to explain it as quantum entanglement, and maybe somehow we're able to get on our brain waves are able to get on this quantum field and interpret quantum entanglement and read particles from all the way across the world. That just sounds like gibberish to me. Like, none of that makes sense to me.
That's a whole lot harder to believe than two demons talking to each other.
Bingo. Right. What I do know is that there are spiritual forces at work in this world.
Yeah.
What I do know is there is a spiritual realm, right? And what I do know is, I mean, demons can and will communicate with each other, right?
Right.
And so is this people tapping into this spiritual realm or, using demons? Maybe, or maybe it's the demons helping them. And just... So a demon's job, anybody who's read the Screw Tape letters will know this. A demon's job is just to disprove God. Like, if they can just make someone believe that there's nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's doing his job.
Right.
And so if the demons think that remote viewing can disprove God in a way, then they would absolutely do it, wouldn't they? If you were a demon, you'd use that as a way to disprove God, right? I mean, it just makes sense. And so, yeah, sure, I think it could be, because here's the thing: the remote viewing is happening.
Right.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Whether we want to talk about it, admit it, it's happening, and they're accurate.
Very.
And that's scary for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, I did like what this guy was having to say. I mean, it sounded a lot like idolatry, right? Like when anything's taking our focus away from God, and if we're getting filled from something other than God, right? And that's kind of what he's talking about there. And yeah, feeling spiritual forces from something other than God. I mean, I've heard some weird stories about these chicks who will like have the crystals in the bags and like jingle them over their dudes while they're sleeping and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I've had some guys tell me some weird stories. Like, I don't know, man. What do you think about all that?
I'm on the side that it's probably demonic.
Yeah, the remote viewing is demonic.
Yeah.
And you agree with this pastor, like everything
I definitely,
from the crystals to the horoscopes to the
freaking Ouija boards,
palm readers. Yeah.
I walked past a Ouija board one time at the store and I was like, ugh.
So I don't think the Ouija board itself is demonic. I think demons can possibly use it, maybe, to communicate.
I think it's a gateway.
Sure. It's an avenue, right? It's a vessel, potential vessel. It's a potential vessel of demons, and that's what we need to be careful about. I mean, there's so many avenues we could take that down, right?
Right.
Music is a potential vessel for
Oh
demons.
yeah, definitely.
There's all kinds of potential vessels
Yeah.
to
But guess who ain't
infiltrate our
gonna find
minds
out
and our
about
thoughts.
Guess who ain't gonna find out about the Ouija board?
You.
That's right. I'm staying away from that joker.
What about Jumanji, dude? You ever going to play Jumanji? Does that count?
No. Well, is there a real game?
There is a game, Jumanji. You can buy it.
No, I'm not buying that. I done seen both of them movies.
What if Robin Williams came crawling out of it?
That would be scary because he's been dead for a few years.
Exactly. Dude, I do wonder though, like our consciousness does seem to kind of operate. Like I do think there's these hidden forms or hidden ways our consciousness can work that we are no longer in tune with. I think there's something to that. Like, I don't know what it is. And maybe it's part of our desensitization from God, right? Maybe that's part of it.
Might be.
I mean, obviously, Adam and Eve were unbelievably close with God. The Spirit of God was with them all the time, right? I mean, he'd just come down in a breath, right? But so our connection with the Lord is obviously different. But like, I just wonder, is there an aspect of consciousness that gets incorporated anywhere? I don't know. I do wonder about that sometimes. Or is that just BS and, something trying to take my focus away?
It could go either way on that one.
You ready to move on to the meme?
Yeah. I already sent it to you.
All right. Oh, yeah, you did. Pulling it up.
What was that?
I was scratching my beard and hit my mic. Sorry. All right. Another great actor who wasted his life on drugs and alcohol. It's a picture of R2-D2 and then a trash can very closely resembling R2-D2. That's really good, man.
I thought it was hilarious.
I love that. Yeah, we've seen too many, man. Another great one lost.
Yeah, this is some times we live in now.
Yeah, man. Fentanyl.
Yeah, that fentanyl got him.
Yeah, man. That's R1. You know what I'm saying? That's R1D5 or something. Who knows what model he is, but he is just ragging.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's been a good show.
It has been, Chucker. I appreciate it. Episode 196 in the books, dude.
Yeah, we're 4 to go.
4 to go. Let them know.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to.